in the open streets. I felt myself warming with indignation as I replied to Brokaw, resenting his insinuation as to the crimes which a half savage people might be induced to commit for a little whiskey and a little money. And then Whittemore wiped his face. The lines settled deeper about his mouth. "Greggy, a week after I received this letter, 2 warehouses were burned on the same night at Blind Indian Lake. They were 300 yards apart. There is absolutely no doubt that it was incendiarism." He waited in silence, but Gregson still sat watching him in silence. "That was the beginning, 3 months ago. Since then some mysterious force has been fighting us at every step. A week after the warehouses burned, a dredge and boat building yard, which we had constructed at considerable expense at the mouth of the Gray Beaver, was destroyed by fire. A little later, a premature explosion of dynamite cost us $10,000 and 2 weeks' labor of 50 men. I organized a special guard service, composed of 50 of my best men, but it seemed to do no good. Since then we have lost 3 miles of roadbed, destroyed by a washout. A terrific charge of dynamite had been used to let down upon us the water of a lake which was situated at the top of a ridge near our right of way. Whoever our enemies are, they seem to know our most secret movements, and attack us whenever we leave a vulnerable point open. The most surprising part of the whole affair is this. In spite of my own efforts to keep our losses quiet, the rumor has spread for hundreds of miles around us, even reaching Churchill, that the Northerners have declared war against our enterprise and are determined to drive us out. 2/3 of my men believe this. MacDougall, my engineer, believes it. Between my working forces and the Indians, French, and half-breeds about us, there has slowly developed a feeling of suspicion and resentment. It is growing, every day, every hour. If it continues, it can result in but 2 things: ruin for ourselves, triumph for those who are getting at us in this dastardly manner. If something is not done very soon, within a month, perhaps less, the country will run with the blood of vengeance from Churchill to the Barrens. If what I expect to happen does happen, there will be no government road built to the bay, the new buildings at Churchill will turn gray with disuse, the treasures of the North will remain undisturbed, the country itself will slip back 100 years. The forest people will be filled with hatred and suspicion so long as the story of great wrong travels down from father to son. And this wrong, this crime—" Philip's face was white, cold, almost passionless in the grim hardness that had settled in it. He unfolded a long typewritten letter and handed it to Gregson. "That letter is the final word," he explained. "It will tell you what I have not told you. In some way it was mixed in my mail and I did not discover the error until I had opened it. It is from the headquarters of our enemies, addressed to the man who is in charge of their plot up here." He waited, scarce breathing, while Gregson bent over the typewritten pages. He noted the slow tightening of the other's fingers as he turned from the first sheet to the second. He watched Gregson's face, the slow ebbing of color, the gray-white that followed it, the stiffening of his arms and shoulders as he finished. Then Gregson looked up. "Good God!" he breathed. For a full half-minute the 2 men gazed at each other across the table without speaking. Chapter 4.